Trump on a corruption tour. That is what more and more people have been asking after seeing things like yesterday, the Syrian leader saying he wants a Trump tower in Damascus, and then today, Trump saying he may take the sanctions off of Syria to give them a fresh start. With Trump also now expected to meet the Syrian leader next week, who's still a designated terrorist by the United States. Meanwhile, Qatar is giving Trump a $400 million luxury jet, and he's going to use it as Air Force One, and then after he leaves office, the plane will be transferred to Trump's presidential library. With Trump defending what many have called a bribe or corruption by saying that he's saving the country money. But as was mentioned, he's gonna use it when he's no longer president, so seemingly not really. I mean, we've even seen some Trump allies and MAGA influencers calling it a bad look. Meanwhile, you've got folks pointing their finger at Pam Bondi who approved this because she was a registered foreign agent for Qatar who made more than $100,000 a month lobbying for them. And then on top of that, Qatar's state-owned investment company reached an agreement to develop a brand new Trump golf club in the country. With Trump set to go there next week, and the Qataris expected to announce $200 to $300 billion in deals and investments. Also, Trump's crypto firm, World Liberty Financial, has a stablecoin named USD1, and what do you know, an Emirati state-owned investment firm bought $2 billion worth of it. And this, as a new report has found that the Trump family's net worth has increased by $2.9 billion because of his crypto ventures.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
It's only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much.
Respectfully, sir, as a businessman, some people may look at this and say, have you ever been given a gift worth millions of dollars and then not received anything?
It's not a gift to me, it's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better, because you've been embarrassed enough, and so has your network. Your network is a disaster. ABC is a disaster. Here is the bill. Bobby, come on over here.
Trump administration is preparing to accept a super luxury Boeing jumbo jet from the royal family of Qatar as a gift to be used as the new Air Force One. Four sources familiar with the planning tell NBC News. According to one of the sources, the arrangement will be done according to U.S. and international laws in observance of ethics rules. Ownership of the plane will then be transferred to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation once his second term ends, two of the sources confirmed. Trump confirmed the gift on social media yesterday while criticizing Democratic lawmakers who say it's another example of him using the presidency to enrich himself.
It's official. The Pentagon has accepted that Qatari jet as a gift so President Trump can eventually use it as his Air Force One. The Defense Department spokesperson released this statement earlier today.
Imagine getting a gift so expensive that it could fund a small country's healthcare system and then brushing it off like someone just gave you a pair of socks. Well, folks, welcome to the world of Donald Trump, where a $450 million private jet might just be a friendly thank you, or maybe something more. Today's video dives into the insane story of Trump, the president of the United States, accepting a luxury jet valued at nearly $500 million as a gift. Yes, you heard that right. A gift. And somehow, the public is just expected to be cool with that. This isn't just an average Gulfstream. This is top-of-the-line, ultra-exclusive aircraft, practically a flying mansion, and the man receiving it, the most powerful man in the US, sitting in the highest office in the land. And when reporters asked him about it, just watch this.
Qatar asked for anything in exchange for that $400 million luxury jumbo jet, and how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
Well, I think what happens with the plane is that, we're very disappointed that it's taking Boeing so long to build a new Air Force One. We have an Air Force One that's 40 years old. And if you take a look at that compared to the new plane of the equivalent, stature at the time, it's not even the same ballgame. You look at some of the Arab countries and the planes they have parked alongside of the United States of America plane. It's like from a different planet. I have a lot of respect for the leadership and for the leader, Qatar. And I think they knew about it because they buy Boeings. They buy a lot of Boeings. And they knew about it. And they said, we would like to do something. And if we can get a 747 as a contribution to our Defense Department, to use during a couple of years while they're building the other ones. I think that was a very nice gesture. Now, I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too. And it helps us out. I thought it was a great gesture. And I think it was a gesture because of the fact that we have helped and continue to. We will continue to. All of those countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, and others, we keep them safe. If it wasn't for us, they probably wouldn't exist right now. And I think this was just a gesture of good faith. And I don't get it. Someday it'll be like Ronald Reagan. They decommission them. You know, they get to a certain age, they decommission them. It'll go to my library. They're talking about going to my library in years out. But I thought it was a great gesture.
Do you plan to use the plane after you leave office?
No, I don't. No.
You don't?
It would go directly to the library after I leave office. I wouldn't be.
Look at that shrug. That's the kind of shrug you give when someone asks you if you want ketchup on your fries, not when you're being grilled about accepting a 450 million luxury jet. Now, let's call it what it smells like. A bribe, or at the very least, a wildly inappropriate gift that any other public servant would get fired for even thinking about accepting. Let's put this into perspective. In most corporations, maybe even your job, there's a gift and entertainment policy. You know those rules that say employees can't accept anything over $50. Maybe a lunch at Applebee's and that's it. Why? Because gifts can influence decisions. But somehow, the man with nuclear codes, the man who appoints federal judges and negotiates global trade deals, gets to accept a plane worth more than most countries' national budgets. Honestly, this whole thing is giving big-time African dictator energy. Lavish gifts? Check. Shrugging off serious accusations? Check. Supporters defending the indefensible? Check. This is something often seen with some African leaders. Gold-plated mansions, fleets of Rolls Royces, mysterious gifts from corporations or foreign powers, and the justification is just a gift from a friend. Sound familiar?
President Trump's plan to accept a Qatari royal family gift of a jumbo jet to be used as a new Air Force One could cost $1 billion. Aviation experts tell us that converting a commercial 747 from Qatar into a new Air Force One would require an expensive, elaborate overhaul that would likely take years. And the project likely wouldn't even be completed by the end of Trump's term in 2028. And there are security concerns. Aviation experts say Air Force One is arguably the most complicated aircraft on the planet. The plane is meant to serve as a secure command center in the sky, allowing the president to issue orders to the military or other government agencies in the event of a war or an emergency. If the plan goes ahead, the plane would have to be dismantled part by part to ensure there were no listening devices, spyware, or other security vulnerabilities that could allow foreign powers to eavesdrop. Then the plane would have to be refitted with sensitive systems for mid-air refueling, secure communications, missile defense, and backup power. The plane would also have to be hardened to counter possible electromagnetic attacks on the plane. On top of that, there would likely need to be quarters added to the plane for White House medical staff and the Secret Service. Even if all those changes are made, it's unclear what happens to the jet once Trump's term in office ends.
So let's get this straight. If a leader in Africa does this, it's corruption. But when the president of the United States does it, it's business as usual.
I just watched the press conference where Donald Trump is asked the pointed question, why is Qatar giving us a free plane? And how are the American people supposed to believe that they're not going to ask for anything in return? And he starts with his rambling answer that starts with, have you seen our fucking plane? It's shitty. In the schoolyard of airplanes of world leaders, the American one looks the shittiest. It's 40 years old. Maybe it's older than 40 years old. It's shitty. And he says that he ordered a new one to be built, and he's very disappointed in Boeing for taking so long to build a new one. And lots of people get free things, and he would be a very stupid man to not accept a free plane. And mind you, this free plane would be essentially a gift to Donald Trump personally, because he would be then loaning it to the American public to be used as Air Force One until the new Air Force One is built. And then he could have it. Are you fucking crazy? You guys cannot be that gullible to believe, by the way, that Donald Trump believes this is just a free plane. It's a free gift. It's a freebie. You are telling me that your business genius doesn't know that nothing is free, not in business, and certainly not on the political stage. You think that this is free? I know that you don't think that. I know that you guys are skeptical and jaded enough to know that nothing is free, especially not in politics, especially not a $400 million plus plane.
Did you support Trump? I did, like most successful businessmen would. But here's the big problem. Qatar, as you know, just offered a $400 million luxury jet, a palace in the sky, to Trump. And around the same point, the Trump Organization is building a $5.5 billion golf course in the same country. Now, the Syrian leader, as if that's not enough, says, I'm going to build a Trump Tower in Damascus. It's like the whole world sees our president as someone who's willing to sell our country for self-profit. We are so cooked.
This is about more than just one jet. It's about standards, about the credibility of leadership and the erosion of accountability. If the most powerful leader in the world can accept a gift worth $450 million without consequences, what does that say to the rest of the world? What message does that send to young leaders, to citizens watching, that money talks and ethics works? What do you think? Is this just a harmless gift or a dangerous symbol of how normalized corruption has become, even in countries that claim to be democratic? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you've seen similar cases in your country, whether in Africa, Asia, Europe, or anywhere, let us know. Let's connect the dots globally. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because there are more wild stories like this coming your way. So YouTube thinks you like this video over here. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Over.